Hey guys, welcome to Watchdog Central. I just wanted to make a video on the whole equal rights pay issue that's been going on in Wimbledon over the last couple of weeks. Now, I understand that this whole equal rights pay, are men getting paid more than women, it should be equal, has been going on for a long time in the tennis, and it's been a problem for a while now, and there's always been debating and arguing over this over the years. But it was dragged up again about a week and a half ago in the Wimbledon UK tournaments, and I'm going to read you a statement from Frenchman Gilles Simon, who raised the thorny topic, saying women should not receive equal pay and that it was a matter of entertainment levels, not whether a player plays for 3 or 5 sets. And most people will look at that thinking, well, this is tennis, you know. You get football, if you look at football, like, you know, the international game of football, difference between men and women's, you know, men's is obviously a hell of a lot more popular. Women's doesn't get much of a look in, it's not very popular, the games aren't played that often. But getting away from football, tennis is a bit different because a lot more people watch women's tennis, especially nowadays, especially since the Williams sisters have came along and they're just basically dominating the tennis over the last few years. And then he basically continued to come out with a comment saying, I have the feeling that men's tennis is actually more interesting than women's tennis. The men's 13C said, sparking the heated debate, before declaring the issue totally over. And Serena Williams obviously got upset by this. And she basically came out and she says that I deserve equal pay. Now, I'm not going to judge it the way he's judged it here, because on entertainment levels, you can make your mind up about entertainment levels. It depends on how you think of the game. I mean, if you think a game's more interesting sitting down watching Serena Williams play or Anna Kournikova playing, which a lot more people, especially men, will find Anna Kournikova playing a lot more interesting than watching some men's. So it depends on which way you look at the game. So you can't really state that they're entitled to more pay because they're more entertaining than watching men play, or women are more entertaining, or vice versa, because it doesn't work like that. It should be judged the way it is being judged, and at the moment it's being judged on how many sets you play, how many games you play. It's down to work, basically. You know, it's like I go to work doing 40 hours a week, a woman goes to work and she does 20 hours a week. Who gets paid more? And it's plainly obvious that I get paid more because I work harder. And if a man does more sets on tennis and more games on tennis, he should be getting paid more than the women. It shouldn't. None of this entertainment level should really come into it. You know, if a woman goes on the court and she does the exact same amount of games as a man does, then she should be entitled to say that she's entitled to equal pay. But coming out saying I deserve equal pay for doing half the amount of work, it's not realistic. And then Serena Williams continued what she was saying by saying, I deserve to get paid the same amount. I don't deserve less because I have boobs and they don't. I don't think it has anything to do with you having boobs is why you're getting paid less. What I just stated, I think it's got everything to do with how much work you put in. Then she basically goes on and she starts going on about how she's worked all her life to get where she is, to be an athlete basically. Where she comes out with, my whole life has been dedicated towards being a top athlete and I shouldn't get paid less because of my sex. But I mean, every athlete, regardless of what they do, works their entire life to get to where they are. I mean, tennis players spend all their childhood paid to get into the game, to be where they are, but they don't, when they get there, then they don't complain about the pay, you know? There's a lot of women out there that don't have an issue with the amount of money they get. They're still getting paid a lot of money. I mean, it's not one of the top paying sports in the world. We all know this. I mean, let's look at, I don't know, snooker, for example, or certain... You can practice for years. You can get to the point where you're at your best. And sometimes there's always going to be people better than you. And you're not always going to get paid what you expect out of the sport. I mean, there's a lot of sports that get paid a lot less. But to come out with trying to drag it up like I've worked my entire life, now I want what's mine and I want to get the exact same amount of money that men are getting. The fact that I believe that the father that actually taught the Williams sisters how to play tennis, I mean, he knew all the years he was training them, how much money they could get, you know, and what they can get once they actually reach their peak in what they do. But to come out with it all of a sudden and start trying to make it, oh, it's all because of my boobs. It's got nothing to do with your sex. It's down to work and how much you put in at the end of the day, nothing else. If you look at it in a different way, then I class that as just looking for trouble, basically. I mean, if you want to start bringing feminism issues into it, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Then she says, embracing Simon's argument but countering his opinion, she hit back, whenever I play, I get a lot of people in the stands. I'm not trying to pontificate or anything, but a lot of people do definitely show up. A lot of people show up for a lot of different games that aren't played by, you know, the top players in the game as well. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, the fact that she is at the top of her game and she has a lot of people turn up, it doesn't make a difference, you know? It's down to how long you're on the court for, you know? If you're on the court for 3 hours, you're entitled to get paid more than someone on the court for an hour and a half. It's got nothing to do with how many people show up. I think that's just a cop-out coming out of the comment like that. You know, a lot of people show up to watch Anna Kournikova play for obvious reasons, you know. But does it mean she's entitled to more based on her looks? No, it doesn't. It's down to what the work ethic she put in, the amount of work she put in. I mean, we all know Anna Kournikova wasn't the greatest player, but she had a hell of a lot of people showing up to watch her play. You know, a lot of men just wanted to look at her, basically. And that's why she got a lot of people. Doesn't necessarily mean just because the viewers turn up that you... I mean, you can look at it in different sports, but we're judging it on tennis here. And if you're on the court for 3 hours, you get paid more than someone that's on the court for an hour and a half. And that's my opinion anyway. I'm just going to read through some of the comments here while I'm here. I think that women getting less than men and they play fewer rounds is correct. Either increase the women's or decrease the men's, then there should be no argument. Totally agree. Entertainment has nothing to do with the pay issue. I'm female, by the way, and I'm not remotely interested in sport of any kind. Another guy said, no, but you should be paid less because you play less. Yeah, and it's basically all, it's like that all the way down. It's like you should be judged by the amount of time you spend on the court, not how many people you can draw in. I mean, fair enough if you're a musician or something and, you know, it's a concert and you draw more people in, obviously you should get paid more. But at the end of the day, this is tennis and it's judged on how much work you put in. It shouldn't be judged in any other way, in my opinion. If the women want more pay, then I suggest you play more games. You do more tournaments, do more work. People work all year round so they can get paid more money. You know, unfortunately, women's tennis, it's just got to the point, it's always been the thing where they play less because of the way the tournament people want it, you know. That's the way I look at it, so that's my opinion anyway. Thanks for watching, guys.